Hi, Unika. How are you?
Hi, Sam. Doing good. Thank you so much for having me today.
Now, just 1 minute thumbnail on yourself and your company, just for the audience that doesn't know you yet. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the co-founder and CEO at the Proficient Lab, and what we do is AI-driven electronic quality management. And our system really allows multiple organizations to function as one, as well as provide AI tools to make things more efficient and just simplify the process compared to more older, archaic solutions.
That's great. And you're also going to be at the summit coming up in 2 weeks, New York City Health Innovation Week as well. And if you could talk a little bit about how your implementation of AI in method validation is going to help folks in their clinical trials and real world health applications.
Yeah, absolutely. So method validation is something that a lot of times we don't think about. So with clinical trials, whether we're talking about clinical trials or we're talking about just regular diagnosis and testing of our general population, part of what needs to happen to get to an endpoint is testing. So testing is a crucial part of going through a clinical trial, understanding different biomarkers, understanding different analytes. But before we get to that testing standpoint, all of these tests need to be validated. And this validation means that we need to understand the statistical claims behind these tests. Can they be reproduced? Are they sensitive enough? Can they actually be repeated across multiple places? Can we compare them to other types of equivalent tests? So this is a process that historically takes quite a while. We're talking about weeks to months in terms of completing this. And what we're doing is implementing AI to assist with getting the subject matter experts who need to get these tests validated to move clinical trials along. We're using AI to speed up that process. So taking method validation from a month-long process down to a week or two using AI.
Amazing. And that, I think that's what we're talking about when we're talking about breaking barriers. Just to bring it back to the overall theme of what today's meeting is about, I mean, for the audience, we're trying to help startups, whether it's a molecule or device or digital or biotech, like cell and gene therapy. We're trying to help them find digital ways to make these things work more efficiently so we can get to approved interventions faster. And the digital infrastructure is a big part of that. And obviously, Unika AI is a big part of that as well. And at the summit, we're going to be talking about AI every day, almost all day. AI is just completely transforming not only general workflow, but also how work is being done in healthcare, patient delivery, and life sciences. What are some of the most important challenges that you're anticipating when it comes to using AI to validate tests, and how can that overall trust that people, or distrust really, people have in AI be built around this kind of method validation?
That's a really good question. So in terms of challenges, I believe that, there is this notion that AI is the end all be all, and it could replace what a human being could do. And for the most part, it speeds up processes, but we still need those checks. So in terms of what we currently have with our regulatory bodies coming in and doing those checks, we're still going to need that even if we use an AI system. So being able to meet those requirements from a regulatory standpoint with AI, at the end of the day, is going to start building trust, because the regulatory agencies are going to be looking at this through the same lens as, if a human being were to take this from end to end. So this is as we go through and as we start using these AI tools to be able to submit our data for trials quicker, being able to get a lot of these through our regulatory bodies is going to eventually start building trust that AI can be used for these types of methods. And I will say that if you're using any company that is, dedicated to AI and pushing the industry forward with AI, you need to ensure that that company itself has things in place to validate what they're doing from an AI standpoint, and that they are on top of it, and they're constantly iterating and pushing forward with newer and the most current technologies in terms of AI.
All right, so that's I think when we start putting the pieces of the puzzle together to see how this kind of infrastructure that you're building for lab management, it does make sense when you start talking about how AI is going to just reinvent how inventors, entrepreneurs, scientists are going to be able to use AI in this part of their work with lab management. And we've got about a minute left, and would like to know a little bit more about how you're seeing health systems and innovators balance the urgency for AI-driven solutions and reliable data so that they can meet industry standards, for instance, like in what labs are building for patients in the future.
Yeah, so I think it's a matter of finding the AI that could fit into that doesn't take your team too far away from their workflow. So it is a balance. It's a balance between introducing something new that could be more that provides more efficiency, but ensuring that new piece of tool, that new tool that's being marketed as an efficient tool, isn't taking your team away from their current workflow. So I think that is a balance that, regardless of what type of AI technology or technology period that you implement, you do have to really understand what the workflow is and not put a point solution into your system that's going to be more of a distraction. So I think that's where we have to kind of think in terms of balancing this new technology and how it fits in with the current workflows.
Brilliant. Well, again, Unika, thank you so much for building this kind of a platform. As a patient, obviously, I'm really looking forward to seeing it diffuse rapidly across the system and be seeing adopted a lot more, and also looking forward to seeing you at the summit in 2 weeks.
Wonderful. Okay, bye. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
having me.